Good morning from down under, everyone. My name is Raymond Splits, and we're going to continue our Let's Play of Warhammer 40,000 Dark Heresy Beta, Run 2, Part 13 in the series, I believe. And whilst we left off, we had just finished the Preacher fight. So the Preacher Durkis fight. And we are going to go turn the quest into Sister Septima. All in all, we have learned that this is probably broken and will probably get fixed, but for now, it would seem that yeah, it would seem to either be broken in the fact that it didn't reset after it did it, or the wording of this is wrong. I don't know. It could be one of either things, but I imagine Epion getting free attacks is not going to be a constant thing in release. Otherwise, it'd be very interesting. But we'll get straight into it, so don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you've been enjoying the series so far. Otherwise, we're going to go straight into it by having a chat with Sister Septima.
Most blessed sister, permit me, unworthy as I am, to humbly beg leave to lift my eyes to your radiant countenance, that...
Enough. Do not attempt to drown me in a torrent of words. You have already severely tested my patience. Acolyte, you have delivered this miserable creature into my presence. That is to be commended. However, I expected more prompt execution of my order. Explain the delay.
I was obliged to defend your servant against an angry mob.
Your dedication pleases me. Durkis, explain why you dared delay, and what you have discovered. Concisely, if you will.
Confessor Ursimus knows nothing of the Saint Shrine. I was able to learn only the idle rumors that the wretched folk here spread about a tomb. They say the temple still stands somewhere nearby, but is hidden from sight, and that among the people there remain descendants of the shrine's servants. A bandit called Stonehead spins tidy tales of the saint, and Rotten Fish, a despicable mutant among the divers, preaches of Sibelius to her followers. I approached them, but when they saw me as one of the flock, they drove me away. That is the sum of my knowledge, sister.
Therefore, you not only gained nothing, but now cannot extricate yourself from the local cult.
Durkis has exhausted his usefulness. His devotion to the local cult renders him untrustworthy.
I agree with you, Acolyte. I will consider what is to be done with Durkis later. Take him away. On to the next matter. The locals dare to flout the supremacy of Imperial law, engaging in fights close to my camp. This is intolerable. I will see my servants sent to put this rotten place to rights, and to deliver a clear message to the people here. Any transgression invites inevitable punishment, taught to them in the only manner they understand.
Alright, I show you anger, yet to strike those who really have nothing is no solution. Leave the lowly wretches alone, they will serve our purpose.
There is truth in what you say, Acolyte. Let us leave the examination of this festering sore for another time. As for your investigations, Dirkus mentioned a sacred site belonging to the flock. We need to establish what he was referring to. Seek out Ursimus. This servant of the throne came before me and gave me an account of the shrine of Sibelius, but plainly he withheld some details. Lord Inquisitor Zerb assigned you to assist me with my task. Therefore, you are to question Ursimus, compel him, or obtain the knowledge by any means necessary. That shrine must be located. As you know, I have come to this disgusting place on the most sacred of errands. I must find where Sibelius the Infallible lies at rest, and you are to assist me. Seek out these Stonehead and Rotten Fish, God Emperor forgive me, and extract from them everything they know of the shrine. Abandon all mercy. This mission is more important than lowly heretics whose very existence is a mistake. Be swift in your actions, or these woeful souls will be swept away by the next surge, and we will forfeit forever the chance to question them.
Alright. Alright, Deacon. Let's have a chat.
Truly allowed to behold an agent.
Yeah, you've said this
I
before.
am Deacon.
We are not interested in your prattle. Or that. Or that. Or that. That. I mean, we'll keep the Eldari stuff, but yeah. Alrighty, oh, we're at max. Okay. Whenever they hit a weapon... I mean, yeah. Extra wound damage, extra vital. Hit chance sucks, but I mean, you know. Feels like that'd be kind of interesting to try out at least. Alright, we'll give it a go. Now it says hit. That's something I need to check with Epione. Her abilities. Area attacks made by the character do not deal damage to allies in the character's influence. But it doesn't say it doesn't hit them, it just says it doesn't hurt them. So, I think I actually gotta try this out.
I...
So, for science... I guess. Actually, no, that one's probably better for you. Alright.
The cognition you...
-8 defense and -8 damage reduction. Alright. That should be fine now. Alright, let's go sort this stuff out.
If I poke around a bit, God Emperor willing, I'll have enough for food.
Did I not pick that up earlier? Weird. Alright, there's one there.
Look what I found. If I sell it, will he? Bricks for a year.
Fix that one up. There we go.
All the Baron wants to do.
I guess we don't need the picture frame, so...
The God Emperor delights in the suffering of transgressors, and this pitiful son of a heretic deserves torment above all others.
Based on the nature of the wounds and the behavior of the accused, I am certain that further contact with this liquid would be fatal.
What is this man accused of?
This scoundrel dared to doubt the glory of the God Emperor and his will. The miserable worm dared to crave more than was allotted to him. He meant to flee through the gateway.
Stop the torture. If it's suffering you crave, I'm ready to see it delivered to the people who arranged this display.
We were only trying to save him. Fine! We don't want any trouble.
Following in his wake. His light illuminates all. Something was hidden.
Analysis of completed actions allows the following conclusion. All Voxhalers have been restored to working order. Do you wish to report the successful completion of the mission to Petitioner Confessor Ursimus immediately?
Yeah. Let's go to the Confessor.
The servo auger is ready to indicate the shortest route.
On the 5th day, the pain goes away. It becomes so
Alright, before we do anything else, let's have a look where we're at. So, 2 away from getting Incinerate Corruption. Alrighty, so that's not bad. Alright.
With what pain have you come, my brother?
About your request, Confessor. Actually, tell me more about the flock.
To bear the light of righteous repentance.
No, never mind. About your request, Confessor.
of repentance ready to resound in the streets of Maris Portum?
Yes, Confessor, I've repaired all the Vox Hailers.
Exalted be the God Emperor and his scourging hand. You have done well. You have proved yourself a worthy brother. Soon blood will flow, shame will spread, and terror will cover the land of Maris Portum. The filth of vice will be washed away. The people will see the wickedness in which they lived. They will turn to the light. Come with me to our humble home. From there we will carry the glad tidings of despair to the people.
Alright, in we go. And then, yeah, after this we will go pay a visit to, the Baron and start his stuff. Which will then lead us to the swamp, so...
The light of the throne guides me. His light illuminates all. By his providence. Such is his will. I am the harbinger of his light. He guides my hand.
Well, 5 grenades is always a good thing. Whereas maximum range are increased by 10% and they gain toughness plus strength bonus intimidation. I mean, why not?
Ever watchful.
Like that! Right to the bone! It'll hurt for longer that way.
You see,
Alright, come all the way over this side. Oh, nothing there. Alright.
With our pain and our torment, we shall glorify him, brother. I rejoice to see you in our abode.
What is this place?
A refuge for those willing to walk the path of suffering. Here, we strip away our skin together with our foul thoughts. Once the lost and the faithless dwelled here, but they departed when they beheld the fervor of our faith.
Right, do I understand the truth of our teaching correctly? Suffer and ask nothing in return.
Our true path is not for all, but you have earned the right to know it. The torments we inflict upon ourselves do not merely cleanse the soul, though every man has need of such. The true reason for our suffering is that our pain is pleasing to him, brother. Nothing in this world happens without his command and will. You yourself have seen the despair and horror that afflict the people in Marisportum. It cannot be that the God Emperor does not know of this. It means he wills it. He wishes to see our torment. Not all his servants suffer alike. Some bear more, some less. But we who live in filth endure most of all. This is the purpose and burden of our lives. By our pain and torment, he is sated. And while we writhe in the mire, others may live in contentment. Should we find hope or cease to scourge ourselves, he will cast trials and deprivations upon his upper-born servants. So, if we would save the city above us, we must embrace our agonies. I have seen his will with my own eyes, brother. I was granted the gift of suffering, and in that moment I grasped his truth and his desire. Since then, I have known no doubt.
I never thought of it that way. Well, it sounds reasonable. I think you're ready to accept the truth, Confessor.
May his light sweep aside every fear that weak flesh casts upon us.
Let's go, Confessor.
Bear the burden of pain with humility and bring forth suffering with zeal.
Alright, let's go have a chat with the Baron now. And that group refuses to roam still, so... I guess we do, in fact, just have a chat with the Baron then, and... sort this nonsense out once and for all.
Why are you still here? It's your shift on patrol.
I'm not going again. They can shoot me for all I care.
Greybeard patrolled for... The water's getting closer, and they're not letting anyone out of the house.
Such is his
If the Baron doesn't come up with something,
will drown down here.
I'm
blind! Open your eyes, you idiot!
Who can see again? Watchful blood.
Alright. Yeah, again, they simplified this, so I don't know why they simplified it. I like the fact that you had to try and work it out just a little bit. Alright, 2, 4, 5, 9, 8, 6. Yeah, well, we're not using heavy weapons this run, so... Unless I
Watchfulness is always rewarded.
decide to bench Torma, which could happen depending on his next fight.
Relentlessly. Something was hidden. Such is his will.
That's a lot of stew.
Alright, I need to grab this thing over here.
Providence.
No spoon!
The harbinger of his light. His light illuminates all. He guides my hand. Relentlessly.
No goings up. Won't let ya. Orders.
Whoever's in charge can go upstairs. The rest of you will stay here.
Only can goes up if you charge. No charge, no goes up. Go up. Can't see behind ya.
What is it you're looking at?
Who goes? Baron said, watch who goes.
Training an Ogren bodyguard is not even for officers at Ashton Militarum. How did you end up working for the Baron?
I not like riddles.
Why can't all of us go upstairs?
A feral man gave Baron a big wound. You attacks, Baron loses. But Baron's smart. He said not let anybody goes up.
The Baron will only speak to the leader. The rest of you don't deserve to meet with him.
What other orders did the Baron give you?
He said not go to the swamp. There's feral peoples and angry mutants. I
I want to hit 'em hard, but I got orders.
There was no order like that.
There was. And they says more stupid.
I think I can convince you not to follow the Baron's orders.
Try.
I can get you working for the Inquisition. They'll feed you well for hitting their enemies.
Hitting? I likes hitting. Mo's not stupid. Tell me what to do.
Here are your orders. On the seashore, find a camp run by a woman in white armor. Tell her else the lifestyle sent you. Alright.
Well. More upper hivers. You've been drawn to our God Emperor forsaken Mary Sportum lately. You know where you are, and you know who I am. So why would genteel folk like ourselves waste time on how-do-you-dos? Why are you here, Upper Ivor? To crow about saving my divers' salty hides? I've been told you handle the ferals well enough. I'll give you that. And as a reward, I'm granting you an audience with yours truly. No need to thank me. And how do you manage to get this lot in here with you? Is Maul staring at the wall again? Bloody abhuman.
Who are you?
Should the attention of an Upper Ivor flatter me? Or scare me? I don't know what to do with myself. I'll just say that my business is to dig up long-forgotten treasures that lie in the dirt beneath the feet of the Lords of the Spires. And that's how I serve the God Emperor. Any tools are good in the struggle against the enemies of humanity, as long as they do not come to us from the hands of those very enemies.
Are you aware of what happened at the excavation site on the outskirts of Marisportum?
Excavation? The one those other Upper Ivor pals of yours are messing around with? I don't know what's going on over there, and I don't want to. Anyone sniffing about within 100 meters gets shot for their trouble. Whatever they're up to, it can't be anything good. Think I'm stupid enough to stick my nose in and send my people there? We don't have enough hands as it is to keep things ticking over here, so leave off with your assuming. But thinking about it, if something did happen, then you're looking in the wrong place. Ursimus and his lunatics from the flock are bad news, Upper Ivor. Have caused all the trouble they can in Marisportum, and they've decided to try their teachings on Upper Ivors instead.
Do you know someone by the name of Rufinus? I'm looking for him.
In Marisportum, anything that isn't nailed down goes missing as soon as you turn your back. That includes people like this Rufinus of yours. Never heard of him, by the way.
You've never seen this man?
Never seen him before, Upper Ivor. I'd remember that burned face if I had.
His left leg is all rendered below the knee, his left leg.
Do you really think I keep a record of every down and out who's missing a lip? Well, I don't, alright?
Conversation isn't over.
Whatever you say, Upper Ivor. Whatever you say, Upper Ivor.
People say there are bug bees on the outskirts of Marisportum.
Is that so? You know what else they say? A bad obscurer takes you on an unforgettable ride. I knew someone who swore up and down that he'd met Saint Sibelius on the street and shook his hand, even had the sacred marks burned all over his palm. But what I say is, When you're out of it and puking up your guts in an alley, don't go leaning on any thermal pipes.
You don't look well. Fresh wound trouble on you.
You know, Upper Ivor, I'm almost flattered that you're concerned about my health. One of the ferals came up with the idea of taking me out with a piece of sharpened pipe. Now he's up there, hanging from my ceiling, as a decoration.
Uncontrolled consumption of stimulant substances ultimately will have an adverse effect on your health. I would advise you to see your local chirurgeon as soon as possible and arrange disinfection and appropriate suturing of the wound.
And I would advise you, Upper Ivor, to go out into the sea and try to tell the fish how to swim.
I have a witness who claims she saw the carvers drowning their own in the sea. The victims were wearing the uniforms of the workers from the excavation. What do you have to say to that?
And you won't tell me the name of this witness, will you? No, of course not. But it doesn't matter. She's confused and got everything mixed up.
Tell me everything you were holding.
Loose tongues lead to the grave. I have no clue what you'll do with what I tell you. Maybe if you gave me a solid reason instead of empty words. Or maybe if you'd come here to help instead of making demands.
What kind of help do you require?
Me? Go out there and take a look around, Upper Ivor. Maris Sportum was underwater. But I'm still alive, unlike the poor bastards in the low-lying parts. It's everyone else who needs help. We're having tech problems, in every sense. We've seen servo skulls snooping around more than once. We've seen red robes. The tech priests are gutting Maris Sportum. They're not even waiting for us to die on our own. They did something to the machine spirits of the generators that power the ventilation systems, and now they're not working. The emergency generator is what's keeping us alive, but it won't last long either. And if we don't have air, Upper Ivor, you can guess what kind of slow and nasty death is in store for all of us here. I'm not harboring any illusions about your abilities. There's no fixing the disassembled generators. But if you can get the emergency generator next to the drainage main to work at least half power, then we'll talk. Or even better, get the tech priests and their skull spies to back off. Well, you don't have much chance of that, even if you are an Upper Ivor. And maybe you can at least get a generator part out of them. They store stolen goods somewhere in the swamps.
I advise you to be more forthcoming. There are many strange discrepancies connected to you.
Oh?
There are signs of a battle between humans and inhumans at the excavation site. Your carvers were the only people with the numbers and weapons to fight on that scale.
Are we now? Is that your way of paying me and mine a compliment?
I will find more. We will talk later.
Whatever you say, Upper Ivor.
Speaking of discrepancies that speak to you in unfavorable light.
Oh?
Yeah.
Whatever you say, Upper Ivor.
Calling yourself a baron in a place like this is absurd.
You're saying the rabble who crawl in the mud under the Upper Ivor's feet should only ever refer to themselves with utter disrespect. Well, submit a complaint to the Administratum on Terra. I'm kind of the boss here in Maris Sportum, so the title of Baron suits me down to the ground.
And how did you manage to become the boss of an entire Hab zone?
Why? You don't think I have a face for leadership, eh? It just happened that when Maris Sportum was flooded by the first seaquake, the pious bastards, the lawmen and the guardsmen all up and left, and sealed the gate behind them. Who do you think stopped the carnage over supplies? Who got the divers and the common labourers back to work? Who threw the looters out of town? The ones who just wanted to run amok and wait for the next seaquake to wash away the Hab zone for good. Yours truly. Me and my carvers. I didn't have much of a choice. Someone had to do something.
I want to know more about Gruesome.
It's funny. Who would have thought that at the bottom of the stinking puddle that washes over Marisportum, there would be shit more valuable than plasteel? Shit that only local divers can get their hands on. Shit that upper hivers will fight each other to get. Out of the mud and waste, I created Gurgesum, a treasure for the nobles of the spires, and that's the only reason they haven't burned this place to the ground. And because I'm pure before the God Emperor, and I keep everyone around me pure too.
I cannot help but notice that you have ignored the semantics of the question posed, replacing the actual description of the substance with indirect emotional comments.
How good of you to notice, Upper Ivor.
You supply stimulants to the noble houses of Sibelius. Which houses?
Would I be pure before him and myself if I denounced my friends, Upper Ivor? And would people follow a rat? I don't think so.
I hear the locals have been tormented by nightmares. How do you again cope with this?
Well, I created Gurgesum. And that stuff doesn't just increase the strength and hardiness of my idiot underlings. It also stops them from sleeping. No sleep means no nightmares. No nightmares means everyone's just fine. Everyone in Marisportum is trying to get their hands on a few drops of my treasure, you know.
Alright, I'm thinking that all the local bandits follow you.
No, that's not right. Mine are the quiet ones in the colours with the aluminum tattoos. They keep order and keep the rowdy ones in check. But there are enough freaks in Marisportum who've taken up arms and decided that they don't answer to me or even him. Gangs of them, calling themselves ferals. When my people see them, they take them out. I advise you to do the same. No one will miss them.
What can you tell me about the flock of opponents?
Ursimus and his lunatics. We're drowning, and they're only adding to our problems. And the Upper Ivors wrote us off the moment the first seaquake put everything underwater. But I saw an opportunity, and the locals keep working for the good of him and Marisportum so that we don't all die. But to work, you have to have at least some strength. You're allocated 4 hours of sleep and corpse starch gruel. But these holy men are wandering around Marisportum and shouting that we need to mutilate our flesh, beat ourselves to bloody lumps, and stop eating altogether. How is that any way to serve the God Emperor?
What about the divers?
Calby and Erlor. Sloggers who work themselves to the bone for his glory. Nice lads, only they prefer to keep to themselves. The dregs of Marisportum don't tend to look kindly on anyone who's different.
Alright, that's enough about that.
Oh? What do you want to talk about now?
I'm looking for someone who goes by the name Stonehead. I hear he's one of yours.
Stonehead, you say? Do you know how many Stoneheads, bone breakers, wreckers, teeth grinders and mauls there are in Marisportum? Not a very imaginative bunch, us lot. You think I have time to keep an eye on everyone? Look in the upper town, among the cliff shelters. People like him like to help folk with deeper pockets whenever the opportunity arises.
Tell me about this place.
Go out to the front and look down. You'll see everything you need to know. Marisportum is caught between the upper levels that send rubbish and sewage pouring into this place, and the sea that will someday swallow the place whole. Even if that happens, the Upper Ivors will show up and tell us to grow gills, so that we can work at sewage plants underwater. The people are surviving, I'm helping them. Me and my Gurgesum.
Alright, so I need to put in a quick pause, 1 moment. Sorry about that, I had a knock at the door. Alright, that's enough about that.
Oh? What do you want to talk about now?
Alright, we will go for now. We're going to still do his quest for the experience. There's no reason not to.
You need to keep walking.
I woke up in a cold sweat 3 times during the night. No reason to hang around.
The light of the throne guides me.
Actually, while we're here,
I thought you already found out everything you wanted to know. Do you need something else?
I was told a woman named Roddenfish lives here. Do you know her?
Has she been bothering folk again? Oh, she doesn't mean any harm. She's just old and sick. She lives with the other hermits on an island further out to sea. She's the only chatty one, so you won't miss her. So long, shore rat. If you want anything else, come back and we will prattle some more.
Ever watchful.
Alright, let's go have a quick chat with Roddenfish before we head to the swamp. I'm looking for lost crates, well made, with special markings on them. Have you seen them?
The fish sees many things. Calby, that clever girl, she keeps her diver suits in crates. They bury men like Saint Sibelius in crates too. And just recently, the ferals tossed some crates into the sea. Witty as a school of fry they are. Who throws away a good crate just like that?
I'm looking for Sibelius' tomb. They say you often tell the locals about the saint. Perhaps you know where he was buried.
But how could she know? Rotten Fish knows he lived here and was buried somewhere around here. But any fish in the sea can tell you that. And if she did know where his grave was, she'd have told everyone by now, so they'd all praise him. If anyone could know where the tomb of Saint Sibelius is, it would be Confessor Ursimus. He's a learned man, even knows how to read and write. Fish's Nan, may the memory of her live forever, used to say there was another way round somewhere. She sought that sacred place too, wandering through the swamps. Spent her whole life looking. And in the end, she died with a heavy heart. It was she who brought the faith to Rotten Fish. At night, she would recite the verse about Sibelius the Infallible, our blessed guardian. And so our words of praise to silent grief gave way. Our holy saint now abides in eternal life.
Alright, activate the Vox recording. Can you recite the whole poem of Sibelius the Infallible?
Sure, Rotten Fish will tell you. Listen. O soldier infallible, Sibelius saint, the archenemy crushing with your sure hand, protecting humanity from inhuman taint, the equal of war machines across the land. All banners and aquilas were his to claim. Incorrupt in our memory, he will not fade. For he dethroned a tyrant to rule this domain. But to our anguish unending, he was betrayed. Sibelius the Good became a traitor's prey. His flesh our hopes rent asunder by villain's knife. And so our words of praise to silent grief gave way. Our only saint now abides in eternal life.
What is that strange smell?
Don't be angry, good master. That's the fish. Her body is old, doddery and ruined by the sea. That's why she's called rotten.
A few questions about you, about rotten fish.
She'll tell you everything, whatever's useful. Her life's not that interesting, but maybe her story will help. The archenemy crushing with your sure hand, protecting humanity from inhuman taint, the equal of war machines across the land.
What are you chanting?
Rotten fish remembers, always remembers, like her nan taught her. A verse about the saint. Repeats it so the fish doesn't forget. So the memory stays.
What do you do here?
The fish lives here, master. She used to hunker down closer to people, catch fish and grow seaweed. Then the sea blight got worse and she settled here. It's no good to scare people with her sickliness. Rotten fish is no use to anyone, so she lives off her neighbor's kindness and her faith. All banners and aquilas were his to claim. Incorrupt in our memory, he will not fade.
Were you and your fellow divers born this way?
No, master. It's the sea blight. You catch it and it gets worse with time. That's our lot and our service to him. Anyone can become a diver. You just need to learn from your old folks and carve the scriptures into your body and dip yourself in the sea before getting a suit. It will hurt so much you'd rather crawl out of your skin. But after that, it's easier to go out for a catch. And those who don't perform our ritual, the sea takes them much faster.
This so-called blight is a mutation caused by contact with contaminated water. Advanced stage. I assume younger divers manage to conceal their ailments, but she is no longer able to due to the extent of the damage. It is not contagious, as far as I can surmise, but I still do not recommend touching her.
That'll be it for now.
She told you. Not much to talk about.
Tell me about this place.
Rotten fish will tell. She likes to pray. That's why not everyone likes her.
How do you feel about the Baron?
He used to be the head of the local bandits. Not the worst kind. When the sea came, he took all the power for himself. He struggled for a long time trying to set things right. In the end, he started taking the sea sludge from us and using it somehow. In exchange for us harvesting the sludge, he's been protecting our children and giving us some food. The fish can only thank him for that. If it wasn't for him, the swamp uglies would have eaten the rest of us for sure.
Swamp uglies? What do you mean?
Not long ago, the uglies came from the swamps. Mutants. Like people, but with beaks. But who is fish to judge them for their looks? So they attacked us, cutting us down without mercy. Many they even ate right there where they killed them. But then the Baron came with his cronies and drove the uglies back into the swamps. Now they stay there, a bit calmer. Sometimes they wander along the shore looking for food, but they don't bother us anymore.
What can you tell me about Marisportum?
A blessed place. Sibelius the Infallible was buried here. And we, the unworthy, live and toil in the name of the God Emperor. Life here is hard. The sea's cruel, the land's dry. But that makes it all the better. You feel that it's all for a reason. People used to fix the drains, sail out to sea, and some made rations from fish and seaweed. But then the God Emperor grew wrathful, and the sea rose from its shores. It swept away the houses, dragged people into the water. We thought it was over, but recently the waters came again. Seems we've upset him greatly.
You know anything about Professor Erasmus?
May the God Emperor watch over him. Of course I know, Master. Erasmus has lived here with us almost since his childhood. He came when he was still very young. Spoke beautifully, told us about Saint Sibelius just the way it's told in the teachings. Then the flood happened. Erasmus got hurt badly somewhere, and he started gathering the flock around him. It's a good thing, but oh, they've all grown so eager now. But folks are drawn to them. With each passing day, there are more and more of these troubled souls. Sibelius the Good became a traitor's prey. His flesh our hopes rent asunder by villain's knife.
It seems you're not telling me the whole story about Erasmus.
Forgive old rotten fish, she is to blame. She holds pity in her heart, but pity doesn't suit his faithful servants. Erasmus once honored Sibelius the Infallible, but after he returned from neighboring Abzone, covered in wounds, his faith grew stronger, yet something's just not right about it. It's not for foolish old fish to judge sermons, but back then he used to speak of unity and faith. And now it's all about pain and suffering. Those who listen to him torment themselves too. It's frightening even to look at it. Devoted they may be, but rotten fish pities them deeply. Each day there are more of them. Those poor, soft-headed folk. After all, it doesn't take much wit to whip yourself.
Alright, we can go now. So we'll head actually into the swamp and then call it an episode. So we start the episode in the swamp. Alright. Alright, and we go to the marshes. Alright, so these next two fights ought to be interesting. So considering how the fight tends to play out, we should be able to test some of it at least.
By his providence.
Yeah, so that's how a skull does not get...
The scans detected a fading psi-active trace.
Yeah, okay. So maybe the detonation is what triggers that part. Alright, anyway, that'll be it for this episode, so thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.